Hello, it's Dr. Bettina here from Nip in the Bud. Christmas is the most wonderful time of year, a time of celebration, indulgence, and connecting with family and friends. But the truth is that special occasions like this, where we get together with family, often for extended periods of time, and where expectations are high, can be tricky. Often it's a flashpoint for emotions, tantrums, and clashes can seem to ruin things. So, here are five top tips for surviving your Christmas holiday family get together. Of course, these tips will work for any traditional celebration, whatever your faith or belief. So, here we go. Tip number one, don't aim for perfection. We are all susceptible to perfectionist thinking when it comes to the Christmas season. But when our expectations that everyone will get on, that the turkey will be perfectly cooked, or the kids will be on their best behavior, when these expectations don't match reality, disappointment can set in, and that actually can be a much more volatile situation. So instead of expecting a bed of roses, be really realistic with yourself and your kids. There will be moments of magic, of connection, and of joy, but there will also be times when people's needs conflict. Your dad wants to watch the King's Speech while the kids want to play charades. And there's going to be lots of work to do to manage the traditions of the day. So, to help with this, tip number two is to plan carefully ahead of time. So, everyone in the family is really clear about expectations and they all have something to look forward to. And what I'd really recommend is involving kids in the planning and make sure that they think that they have some moments that are really theirs for them to look forward to. It'll make it easier for them to get through the bits of the day that they don't enjoy so much. So, what you could do is to get everyone, including the kids, to maybe say two things that they really want from their Christmas. So your dad might say, I really want to watch the King's Speech. And your daughter might say, I really want to play charades. And then you can plan for both. And remember, if you have a teenager in the family, that they are driven towards autonomy. So they really need to be involved in the planning. Well ahead of time, sit down and have a conversation with them and ask what's important to you. What are the most important things for you on Christmas Day? And then ask what they're less keen on. And when you are clear with what is compulsory, but you allow them choices where you can, and when they feel part of the planning, they're going to be much more engaged in the whole process. And finally, technology and screens can be a real flashpoint for family life at the moment in this generation of kids and parents. So I would talk ahead of time about expectations, make them really clear so that everybody is on the same page. Okay, tip number three, find routine in the chaos. Now, it's really tempting to throw the routine out of the window, stay in pajamas all day, let the kids eat whatever they want, sleep whenever they want. It's holidays after all. But what we know is that brains that are well fed, that are rested, and then that have exercised work far better. When these basic needs go out the window, our ability to manage our emotions really suffer. So, as much as possible, I would recommend sticking to regular bedtimes, meal times, and find time for kids to move their bodies and do some exercise. Now, sometimes a timetable drawn out, put on the wall, really helps. It makes things predictable. Kids find unpredictability quite stressful. And they do much better when they know what's going to happen and when. So put a timetable on the wall so everyone knows what to expect. Routines and good planning are absolute game changers during these big holiday celebrations. Tip number four, plan for how to manage emotions when they show up. There will be magical moments of fun, connection, and they will be wonderful. Make sure you celebrate and embrace them. But there will also likely to be these difficult moments when strong emotions show up. Somebody didn't quite get the present they want, or the kids start fighting in front of the in-laws. Kids are still learning to manage their emotions and they need you to help them. Remember that sitting with them when they're unhappy or angry, listening and comforting is the best way for their emotions to pass more quickly. Now, you will know your child and you may be able to plan ahead for when they need some quiet time. If you see them getting a bit overexcited, maybe take them for a little walk around the block. Help them to manage and regulate their emotions. They really need you in that respect. And you also need to think about your own emotions and how to manage your strong feelings because relationship histories often repeat themselves. If you have had difficult patterns with loved ones in the past, Don't be surprised if these patterns reappear when you're thrown together again, even if everyone's intentions are really good. So expect for it, plan for it, and think how you're going to manage. For example, you might have a code word and you say to your partner, when you need a bit of a break, you're going to say this word, and then you can have a little walk around the block or do something to help you manage and regulate your own emotions. And tip number 5 is pace yourself. Parents are often exhausted by the time they get to Christmas Day. There's been the shopping and the presents to wrap and the parties and the carol concerts, lots of late nights. I always think it's like adding another part-time job to a parent's workload for the whole of December. So try to pace yourself over the month. Take a break if you can. Can you carve out a day for yourself in the lead up to Christmas? Maybe have a lunch with a mate or lots of hot baths, or, we all refill our batteries and recharge in different ways. And don't shy away from delegation. What could others do? Could they make a dessert? Could they bring the sausage rolls? Or you can give everybody a task on the day. Can you be in charge of the coats? Can you be in charge of serving the drinks, stacking the dishwasher? Actually, kids really love to have responsibility. You're only human. And while we all want to make a dream day for our family, we have to look after ourselves too. Wishing everyone a season with magical moments, with laughter, with love and connection. A very Merry Christmas from all of us at Nip in the Bud.